So the first thing that Pat Punch Out McGraw say is, "Oh yeah, girl. Oh yeah, Shirley. He's AWOL from the federal government. He's not trying to go to Vietnam." See, that's one more person that knew that his ass is AWOL. Child, bang. More witnesses, more people to kill. Lovers, today introductions will be a little different. I'm asking all the winos that I share with Tasha K, all the tea sippers that I share with Lovely Tea, all of the, what do Star call his people? I don't know, but all the people that I share with Star and all the mother hunchies that I share with Tommy Sotomayor, those that are part of the Soto Nation. I am asking you all to please help me to rebuild my channel. I am trying to get away from celebrity gossip, although that is what pays me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm trying to do these book reviews and recaps. They are very fun to me. I have done Robin Crawford's, that did pretty well. I've done Michael E. Dyson's, Jay-Z. Y'all wasn't really too interested in that, but child, I don't blame you, because like I said, it was hard as a motherfucker to make a college textbook funny. Then I did Morris Day's book, A Priestly Life and Funk, and now I am doing Rick James' Glow. It's hilarious. And for all of you who are diehard NayRob's fans or lovers, I call you guys lovers. I'm no longer using naysayers because, I'm rebuilding my channel. For all of you, all of my subscribers, all of my onlookers, I'm asking all of you to please tell a friend, tell your families, tell your coworkers. Like I say, you could turn on YouTube at 7 o'clock in the morning, listen to me act a whole goddamn fool on here, entertaining y'all with the bull snit, and before you know it, it be 4, and you be ready to go. I'm telling you, that's what I used to do when I used to work a 9 to 5. But your help is strongly appreciated. Now, let's get into Rick James' recap of Glow. So where we left off in part 3 of this book, Vietnam was looking for his ass. But Brother Malcolm, Brother Malcolm is always close, okay? I swear, that man played a huge part in his young life. But anyway, Brother Malcolm had planted the seed of Canada in his mind some while back, because that's what would happen when people did not want to fight in the war. A lot of them young men would go to Canada. He was torn with the decision to go because he knew that it would break his mother's heart. Child, it would break your mother's heart more if her son didn't come back from Vietnam, or if he came back but he was still there. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. He chose to desert and go AWOL, absent without leave, motherfucker. Okay, he got on this 3-hour bus ride to Toronto. Now, he was paranoid the entire time, child. He just knew when he got off the bus, it was going to be some MPs waiting for his ass, asking him, "Where you going, nigga? Did you forget something?" But here he is, 16 years old, on his long-ass bus ride. 16? This nigga was hooked on heroin before he was 16 years old? What kind of bullshit? Now, what was also a good thing about Canada was that Canada did not have the racist values the way that America did. That's why all them Canadians, you don't know what the hell they are. When you ask a Canadian, "What's your race again?" He be like, "I'm Canadian." Ask Drake. Drake, what is you? Black or white? Canadian. Ask a white man, what's your race? Canadian. Ask an Asian. Okay, what are you from? What part of Asia are you from? Canada. That's how Canadians are. There is no race. They are Canadians. Stranger. Although, when he got off the bus, the MPs wasn't waiting for his ass, but it was some men there that was ready and willing pounce on the brother. Hey, excuse me, sir. I see you getting off the bus. Is you one of them niggas that's running from the military? Now, before Ricky James could put down his bags to get up in the person's face, because Ricky James ain't going for nothing no more. He's a whole hothead. And like I told you all before, like Charlie Murphy told you, he's a habitual line stepper. Okay, but I digress. Before Ricky James was about to pounce, because in his mind he could take all of them, all 92 of them. Ricky James don't have no qualms about fighting nobody. A bear, a buzzard, a mouse, a cat, a rat, a bat. He fights them all, right? But before he even got over there to him, some other white dudes came up and powed on all of them. Okay, now, when all the, situations is all over, one comes up and says to Rickety, my name is Pat McGraw. Now, Ricky categorizes him as the motherfucker who got the best hands, okay? That's crazy. I mean, what? You want to be, good with the person who got the best hands just in case you get into some more bullshit, okay? That's why I always stay close to a Scorpio, and them Scorpios be like Tyson. Pat McGraw say, this my friend Golf Hudson. Here go my friend LaVon. And who else? And they is all musicians. They are the backup band to this group called the Hawks. Okay. They invite Rickety James. Rickety James, you can come by and see us whenever you want. Ricky James is like, hell yeah, I get to be in Canada away from the war and I get to be in touch with music. Nigga, I'm there. So while it's all over, the group agrees. That's Pat McGraw. Pat Punch Out McGraw has agreed that they're going to go sit at a coffee shop. And I'm like, why is it all these coffee shops? Is that like a goddamn lounge or a hookah bar for the new millennium? Is that what the hell a coffee shop is? But I digress. But anyway, so they all at the coffee shop, okay? So we got Pat Punch Out McGraw. We got Golf Hudson and LaVon Helm, okay? They all sitting down at the coffee shop. They discussing all the different jazz musicians that they love, okay? But then the Hawks, the backup band, the two dudes, they got to get up and they got to go, okay? But Pat Punch Out McGraw was like, okay, well, man, you could still hang out some more because, Pat Punch Out McGraw, he ain't got shit to do but punch niggas' ass. Pat say, okay. I don't know if I would have trusted his ass, though. I don't know. Now, Pat say, brother, I really do respect the fact if you're here, AWOL, and you're not going to fight somebody else's war. I really have mad respect for you. Me, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about, Clarence. I don't know what you're talking about because I ain't finna tell nobody that I'm a fugitive, okay? And Pat, meaning Rickety James, and Pat Punch Out McGraw, they end up going to another spot. Now, this is old underground spot. And I'm like, underground spot? What? The underground scene, I don't know what that is. NayRob ain't never been to an underground scene. The most underground I've ever been to was the Black Hole in the 80s. Right there on Georgia Avenue, 640. They at the underground coffee shop, okay? This is band up there, they playing. Rickety's face looking like, what the fuck is going on here? Because the singer sounded like a wounded dog. Pat, okay. Punch Out McGraw goes, oh, you think you can do better? Go on up there, Clarence, go on up there. So Rickety James went up there, and he did better. So Nick, I know you're saying, who the hell is Nick? Nick is the bass player of the group who was backing up the man that sound like a scared bat singing. If he ain't a scared bat, then he a wounded dog or a wounded cat or a broken pig, whatever it is. Nick goes to Rick James and say, yeah, here's my number. You sounded pretty good up there. Rick James said, in fact, it was several people that was in the club or in the coffee shop that day that was saying, here's my number. Okay, if you guys don't know, here's your history lesson. You're welcome. Back in the day, before cell phones, we used to do this thing called book, okay? Book means that you literally had to have some kind of piece of paper. This is a piece of paper and a pen. And you literally had to write your name on it like this and the number. And the person would say, call me later. And what you would do is you would put it in your pocket and hope you remember it before your mammy washed your clothes. Now, seems easy, but listen, you needed to have both items. You needed to have a pen and you needed to have a piece of paper. Okay? So, could you imagine meeting somebody you really like and there's no pen around? No pen. Nowhere. You're literally going around to wherever event you in. You got a pen? You got a pen? Can I get a pen? You got a piece of paper? You might find that piece of paper first. Whoa, but it was hard as a motherfucker to get a pen. You heard me? Oh, it was hard. People were trying to relinquish them pens because niggas would give you them pens and then they would get missing. Or several other dudes you trying to get to. And you looking for the ninja with your pen because he done took your pen and gone. So you always had to be prepared with a pen and a piece of paper in order to book. I don't know what the hell book was short for, but anyway, I digress. That's your history lesson for that day. You're welcome. Now, of course, Pat Punch-Out McGraw knew that Rickety James ain't had nowhere to say because he fresh off the bus. And Rickety James then, just gave him the information that he was goddamn AWOL, absent without leave from the federal government. Okay? So Pat McGraw said, come on, stay with me. Now, at his crib, he had this black girlfriend, sister, named Shirley. Shirley said, come on in here, baby. Tell me about yourself. Now, before Rickety James could open his mouth, here go big mouth Pat Punch-Out McGraw. See, I told you that's why you don't tell nobody nothing when you doing fucked up shit. You do it by yourself. You don't tell nobody that you're doing fucked up shit. That way it ain't no witnesses. So the first thing that Pat Punch-Out McGraw say is, oh yeah, girl. Oh yeah, Shirley. He's AWOL from the federal government. He's not trying to go to Vietnam. See, that's one more person that knew that his ass is AWOL. Child, bang. More witnesses, more people to kill. Mr. Pat Punch-Out McGraw, after he done spilled the beans to his girlfriend, he turns to Rickety James, whose actual name is James Ambrose Johnson. I told you them Johnsons is a whole, piece of work to be reckoned with, okay? Shit. Never fight one, because, as soon as you get one out the way, three more appear. Punch-Out McGraw goes, we're going to have to give you a new name. You know what I'm going to give you? I'm going to give you Ricky James Matthews. Yeah, that's a good name. It's my cousin name, and my cousin is dead, so you can have it. The next morning, when Rick got up, he called Nick. Remember Nick? Nick is the bass player of the band who had the lead singer that sounded like Froggy from the Little Rascals. And said to Nick, are you serious, Nick? Do you really want me to sing for you? Nick says, hell yeah. Next minute you know, a couple of weeks later, there's a new band and it's called the Sailor Boys. Now, the trick about it is they all were dressed like sailors, but they had like a hippie twist to them. Now, what they did was they had kind of like an R&B funk hippie twist to them, which worked well for Rick James. And along the way, Rick James picked up the harmonica and he said that he could play almost as good as Ray Charles. I don't know about that, Rickety. James Matthews. I don't know about that. You're giving yourself a little bit too much, but if that's what you feel in your heart, Rickety. Rick James felt real good about the situation because he was in the nexus of music for white musicians. Saying, okay, I don't know where the black folks are, but if he happy with playing for a whole bunch of white people and it works for him, shasta la vista. What happened was the bass player Nick turned out to be a whole nigga because he was playing with another band who actually ended up signing for Capitol Records. When Nick left, it didn't matter because they still kept pushing because they recruited this other dude named Bruce Palmer. They was making about $400 a night. The hash was good. And what does he call this stuff right here? What is it called? Child, ammonil nitrate. I looked that stuff up. I said, what the fuck is that? I said, is that poppers? That the men use called poppers? Like they stick it up there, they put it on, and it smelled like fingernail polish remover. Child, them huffers, child. I will never, ever, ever understand huffing, child. But anyway, he was having him a good time with marijuana and huffing. Child, night in the club, they met this dude named Colin Kerr. Okay, your band is good, but you could do better. RJ say, oh yeah, how? Colin Kerr say, come to my shop and see me. Now, Colin had an old coffee shop. I'm like, what the fuck? Is coffee shop like a cover for some kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's like hookah lounges and, like I said, hookah lounges or a laundromat or something like that. But anyway, Colin owned a coffee shop that was called the Minor Birds, okay? Hence the beginning of the Minor Birds. The Sailor Boys are now the Minor Birds. And Colin said, oh no, you need to take all that sailor shit off, okay? Put all this leather on, okay? Because he wanted to change them into some kind of biker slash hippie type group, okay? Now, Colin was happy with the type of music that they were playing, so they didn't have to change that. Now listen to what Colin's let's say strategy was to get them noticed, right? What he did was he sent the Sailor Boys slash Minor Birds on a shopping spree, okay? He hired a bunch of hollering girls like they was the Beatles, because he said he got this idea from the Beatles, to chase them down the shopping mall, okay? Now, Rickety James said, okay, well, he felt good about it, but he knew it was fake. Yeah, that shit was fake. Now, here he is so excited about his accomplishments in Toronto with the Minor Birds. He writes a letter to his mama and say, Mama, everything is wonderful. Everything is going just the way I want it to go. His mother writes back, that's beautiful, son. I'm so happy for you. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the feds is looking for your ass. They want you, son. Stay your ass up there in Toronto. Don't come back, baby. They want you. It is 1965, and Rick James is killing the Toronto music scene with the Minor Birds. He is cocky and confident, which he believes is part of the reason why he had to break the hell away from Colin's ass. Now let's move to the situation. You know, Colin came up with the bright idea to book them for a teeny bopper show. Rick James is like, I'm playing for little girls? What kind of bullshit is this? I'm saying to myself, Rickety James, you still a little boy. You ain't nothing but 17 years old now. Yes, you been on Juggy, Poppers, then fucked every bitch on the East Coast, and now you done fucking all the bitches in Toronto, but you still a little boy. Anyway, they dropped Colin, dropped the music that they were singing, or the kind of music they were singing, and kept the name the Minor Birds. And remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. NayRob's lovers, my patron loves. Have a good one. Peace.